Afternoon by former legislative aide at the National Assembly and the person of Mr. Abimbola Makinde. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you around on the show
Yeah,
this
I'm happy
afternoon.
to be here.
I hope you brought food, like I always
No, I can't bring it. You come down to my...
to your place.
Yes,
I will still come one of those days.
You're welcome anytime.
All right, so let's get straight to business. Let's take off with the trending story at the moment, which centers on the restoration of democratic governance in Rivers State. Of course, the president has announced the end of the 6-month state of emergency imposed on the state, declaring that the suspended governor, Searchlight Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Odua, members of the state House of Assembly will return to office today. In fact, sitting has commenced already, as led by the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Rivers State, Honorable Martin Amaiwole. And so, plenary session has commenced already, according to a report. Professor Raymond Adeboyega, let me start with you. So, your take as regards this development.
Thank you so much. In the first instance, you have to look at the circumstances surrounding this issue of having a state of emergency in Rivers State. In the first instance, the situation did not actually warrant it because it's unconstitutional, and only the president is trying to make a kind of saving face. That's why now quoting Section 105 of Constitution is a lie. But at the same time, let's say it has happened and has gone. But the only thing I just say is for Fubara, for his own interest, because I don't see any serious people in Nigerian government. All these politicians, they are not serious people. They are not actually ruling. They are only job buying time. So what I advise him to do is just to take to the agreement that he signed. So far he has signed an agreement, let him continue on that. If you go against
even those agreements.
We know. I know that those agreements are not comfortable. Personally, if I were him, I could not sign something of that nature. Is that I don't go back, I just stay on my own. Because if he has signed and he has agreed to do, he should abide. That's the only thing that can bring peace, you understand, to Rivers State. Because he should not allow this PDP to put him to another problem. Where I did, even I was thinking, this country is a country that don't put yourself in problem. Don't let people put you into a problem. The moment you are in that problem, you'll be left alone. No. You're on your own. Because where are this PDP? They did not do anything throughout the 6 months. They were just talking silence. Even look at the elders and the leaders in the River State. They are not doing anything to assist the young man. So what I advise him to do for peace and his own interest is just to use the remaining part of the administration that's left, the remaining of maybe less than 2 years, and then pack his load and go to his home and go and enjoy himself. That's the way I see it, because I don't want to be talking much about this thing, because it has happened and it's uncomfortable, and to me, it's not a good situation. So the best thing for him is to succumb to the agreement and abide with the agreement and let peace reign
in the state. All right, Mr. Abimbola Makinde, your own take.
Yeah, I'll start by saying that for a long time, when the state of emergency was announced by the president and a lot of comments, criticism came. Some, if many of us remember, felt Fubara will not return. And when you go by the section the president quoted, many said it was unconstitutional.
Exactly.
You said exactly.
I said, that's according to what people said.
But I read it myself. It's a 103 section. It's in section 103. I read it. There is a place there that says the reason why he can pronounce a state of emergency, either there is disturbance of, let's say, there is peace, whatever, whereby destruction of properties. Let me cut it short. And there is a place that says it can use extraordinary measures. The president can use extraordinary measures. That extraordinary measures is what he hanged his own decision on. And hanging his own decision on it, he gave a reason before pronouncing. There was a pipeline that was vandalized, which in Nigeria, millions of interfere with the economic security of the nation. So he can use that. even if he has political undertone, ulterior motive. He has a reason to act. Now, coming back to Fubara, being is
reinstated now.
Reinstated. A lot have said, now he's going to cross to the ruling party. That's what brought the state of emergency in the first place, to deal with him so that he can bow. I believe time is going to tell. The only reason for governance, either you are in Kokoro party or you are in any other party, is for the emancipation of the citizen, the welfare emancipation of the citizen. If Rivers State start lacking in that aspect, then you can belong to any party, I believe so. And you can lure somebody to your party with whatever means, based on legal ways. If he can back it up with that section and extraordinary measures, it's all right. It is his time. So he can use what he wants to do to lure people. The main reason I want to talk about, I will react to Rivers State being reinstated, all the national, is after some few months, I want to see if the Rivers State is going back, or is negatively, or moving forward positively. Nobody, party, you forget about political parties. Forget about people coming to your party. Forget about using your power. When you use your power and if it's in the positive direction, it's all well is good. That's my reaction. So I don't see it unconstitutional, because I've gone down
the provisions of the Constitution.
Yes,
but I could call that the Nigerian Bar Association.
Yes,
spoke against that.
They did. Well, were they not in court? And there were some. There were some sons. I have it on my phone. I even had to. He was the one. Is it not Jelili or something? There is a sound like that. It was the one that elaborated. He talked about why the power of the state of emergency had to be granted the president, but before it wasn't like that. In the 1960s, he said it wasn't like that. Now, after they now looked at it, and the president went away with having the House of Assembly, the National Assembly, supporting him, either by crook or by cook. All we want to know is that, does he have the right to declare a state of emergency? And when I read the section very well, deeply, I saw where he could hang it. Extraordinary measures when there is no peace.
The president has stated in the Constitution, the president has a right to declare state of emergency. That was not really the argument at the time. The argument at the time was that the president does not have powers to remove a democratically elected governor. That was the major argument. Yes, you could declare state of emergency, but not removing the already existing democratic structure.
Removing democratic. Those that criticize it has to give us way. When you criticize, you give us ways of doing that. It should leave wood. If he had to remove. Did he remove or suspend? Can you identify remove or suspend? He suspended. Constitutionally, he can suspend for 6 months. It's there in the Constitution. Open the Constitution, he can suspend for the 6 months. Even when the 6 months are not lapse, you can even return him.
I'm here to see that part, because I went that section of the Constitution as well.
Sorry.
I went through that.
Sorry. The only way this can be well discussed positively is if we have the Constitution and we are reading it together here, and I point out where he has extraordinary measures passed. And the other one where he can suspend for 6 months. And you've not read that. Perhaps if we go home, we can read it again.
Perhaps we'll do that.
Yes.
But let me get back to Professor Raymond.
There are two issues that we need to address in the first instance. When you look at Nigerian Constitution, it's so very, very ambiguous. There's so many ambiguity in the Constitution that even say if you read it, you'll be giving different meanings to this thing. But let's start from it. If you say, everybody not saying that the state of emergency cannot be created. But there are so many states in the northern part of the country that we have something that's worse than that of Rivers State. And no emergency rule was actually placed. And in the second one is this. Even though the president has the right to do that, and then it should not be based on ulterior motive. And what is the ulterior motive? If you want to appoint somebody to go and take care of a removed, elected, democratic person, you should be able to look at National Assembly to go and pick somebody there who will actually stay there for a certain period of time that you want, so that will be a bit more constitutional. Do you understand now? Because somebody who he was not elected, a past military administrator, now going to a place, conducting election, now taking the elected officers of the state are now taking oath under him. It's ridiculous, it's embarrassing, and it's barbaric. Let me tell you, this country is the way we are going. If care is not taken, we're already in Banana Island country already. But one thing I say is this: how these constitutional people always talk about, let people go and look at Nigeria. That's why we need, before we can actually move forward in this country, our constitution need to be addressed again. We need to look into it. What are the things that actually creating bottlenecks? Because you will see lawyers, you will see judges, the way they are coming out to give different meanings to the same thing, which is not supposed to be done. Go to the well-organized environment, society. When you see their constitution, it's very, very straightforward and simple. Even you don't have to be a lawyer,
legal expert.
a legal expert, thank you, before you actually give meaning to a particular section of the constitution. But that's not happening to Nigerian constitution. But the point of contention is we need to tell ourselves the truth. It has political motive.
Undertone.
It has that political motive. And that's it. But why I'm not trying to support anybody is because whether PDP or APs or ADs or anything, I don't see any serious political party in Nigeria. Ideal political party in Nigeria, there's not. All of them, they are political jobbers.
Perhaps the ADC, the new coalition.
No, there's nothing there. They are the same thing. I'm a politician also, but I'm a political jobber. We are political jobbers. That's one thing I know in this country.
All right, you want to respond to
I
some
only
things?
have this way. We have to say that we've not even identified if it's in the constitution. These extraordinary measures is right to use extraordinary. That's one. I will stress on that. Secondly, what should he have done? Is it based on the constitution that he should just use the National Assembly to have the sole administrator there, that he doesn't have the right? Is it unconstitutional that he doesn't have it in the constitution?
Many lawyers have argued that that position
And
of a
they
sole
know-
administrator is foreign to our constitution.
Sole administrator is foreign. Man, I'm only saying it. The constitution we read, the same constitution I read too. I also have the idea that why the state of emergency. But I'll tell you, the moment I found out that, is it not $12 million a day, Nigeria loses that pipeline that was destroyed. Now tell me, is it positive for Rivers State? Are they vandalizing pipelines where you have oil? Are they doing that after the sole administration? Is that not the bone of it? Is that not the reason?
Well, many people are now demanding for accountability.
That is another
sole
pole of the
administrator.
contention. It's another thing.
So what would you say about that?
Yeah, the court is there. They have to do their investigation before they can indict him. If they have to, nobody, you can just raise any issue and say, oh, let us find out. Let them find out. And if he's culpable, you'll be dealt with. But me, I have to see. A long time ago in Bethlehem, I've been a Thomas.
Because there was
seeing is believing. Don't just come and
because there was a major argument against his administration at some point that the state revenue, got depleted and all of that.
Has it been proved?
No, can I say something about it?
All right, go ahead, please.
No, let me tell you something. We need to face reality in this country. All these things, they are just jamboree issues. It's a way of making money for the boys. Go and look at it. There's nothing you can do with that. So far, the Tinubu is so interested and Wike is so interested in that issue. No matter what kind of findings you may find out as against that man, nothing will come out of it in this country. I'm saying it openly. And then
you do not trust the judiciary?
I don't trust the judiciary because all these things, you don't hear it. They will say something happened. Along there, before you know it, they will say it didn't happen again. Don't let the people deceive us in this country. We are not fools. It's only that we Nigerians are gullible. We don't know what we want.
You mean some Nigerians?
Majority. I won't deceive. Majority of Nigerians are gullible. It's what we want to eat now that we, actually after about. We don't care about what these people are doing in governance. Can you tell me the situation of things? Things are getting worse every day. There's hardship. People are not be able to feed.
I won't take to that. Things
all,
are not getting worse every day. I won't take to that.
No,
Go ahead, please. Just a few seconds.
Please,
Mr.
you understand now. But people
ahead,
will
Professor.
not be able to say the reality. You understand? No, you need to tell me. Are people actually happy? Are people actually living comfortably? We are talking about growth. We're not talking about development. And there's difference between growth and development. I'm saying it. A child may be growing and may not be developing, suffering from Kawasaki, suffering from bad debt, suffering from what is happening in Nigeria. You may be saying that you are making billions, you are making your GP to grow. Is he actually proving positive on the tables of the common man on the street? Is he actually telling how things are getting cheaper in the economy?
All right, I wouldn't want us
so
to debate to really dwell on that.
Yeah,
this
it's part of it.
That's not where our drift is tilting towards.
Actually, but it's part of it. Because when you see people are now vandalizing, do all these things, all in the name of hunger. I'm saying it openly. I've been in this country for a long time. I know my age. Many things that are happening nowadays in the recent times are not being happening. But people are now fed up. Besides our youths, they are not occupied. They are loose. They don't have anything to fall back to. No hope, no future. Enough is enough.
All right. We sincerely hope that government will do the needful. Although we've been getting report that the inflation rate has slowed down.
Oh, God, man,
Talk about the
government
physical.
revenue has
Sorry,
increased
talk
and
about
all
the
that.
physical. He mentioned something. I tell you, I go to the market every day, almost every day. Things got worse. Things are still bad. It's still bad. We are still hungry. Like Minister, that for my, I tell you, when I go to the market, a Congo of beans, yes, it can be confirmed. I buy it 1,700. When I used to go, it got to a time, the Tinubu administration, when it was to 4,005 a Congo. Now I tell you, I'm not saying it's good. When the federal government said things are coming down, it's now 2002 and it's still coming down. If it goes on going down that way, are you saying things are increasing? Or are you saying things are
getting better?
No, I tell you, I'm not. Just think about it yourself and you just think right about what I'm saying. If a transportation used to from Ojo, I take cab to right now. It said it's 500 naira, and that was when a pump price was 1,005. They did not. The motorists, the transporters haven't reduced it, and it's now 820. So it should go down more than that. But I tell you, why hasn't it been reduced? Why do you go to a canteen and they still sell the food the same rate when these foodstuffs, rice, talk of rice? That's the reasoning, just that reasoning.
All right, let's leave that and let's talk about some other pertinent issues. Pertinent issue this afternoon. Let's talk about the tax ID saga, so to say, the controversies, the conundrum surrounding the collection of the tax ID, and of course. The federal government has given that directive that all taxable Nigerian should get their tax ID, because starting from January 2026, people without the tax ID may be denied access to banking services, and all taxable Nigerians now. Now, moving straight to you, Professor Raymond Adegboyega, I want you to speak to this, some of the controversy surrounding, would this be of benefit to each and every Nigerian?
Thank you so much. In the first instance, let's address something.
Okay.
What's different between the tax ID and NI? You see, that's why we are having inconsistency in our policy, economic policy. They have spent a lot of money of making people to actually get their NI, which can be used for this tax issue. That one is already capture all the informations and all the data that you need for a particular Nigeria. So you don't have to spend another money in doing that. It's a way of making some people richer in this country. Let's leave that. Let's look at the issue itself. Yeah, you are talking about those people who are taxable, who are supposed to pay tax. Agreed. But that should not be linked to their bank accounts. That should not be. What about those people that are not to be taxable? and they have to go and keep somewhere again and start looking for the tax ID. But this issue is very, very simple. I'm telling you, majority of people that are actually not paying tax, they are the money bags, the rich people in the economy. They are the people that they don't pay. Even when you are talking about these private people having sole traders, they're supposed to pay. I remember when we were young, there's a way people actually, the government used to collect this tax from our fathers and our brothers those days. Nobody was able to invade tax at that time because the tax officers, they go around and go to their offices and their shops to demand, and if refuse, they arrest you. But the way out is this. Before you can say you want people to be taxable, agree. What are you giving to the society in the first instance? Because it's service render that you are going to be taxable. Is that not so? But nothing has been given to the society. Then you want to tax. And then you want to bring us back to a Emefiele era when people are now ordering naira. And you know this majority people are ordering naira, there are majority of this money back, the politicians who are, and then before you know it, by the time next month and early November, you will see how people, the central bank will be telling you that the volume of naira in circulation is now more than the volume of naira issued by central bank is now lesser than the one in circulation. Because of one thing, people will be holding that naira because they know that I won't go to bank again. Let me go and save my money in my house. Instead of for this tax issue to actually render me useless, not to have access to my funds. These are the things. And then I don't know what our banking industry is doing. They just keep quiet, sit down. They want to make business getting worse for them and just look on the look. And it's because they themselves, they are not doing any serviceable thing for the economy and for the entire society. I'm a banker. I know what it means. No bank industry will actually support kind of with the federal government. What the bank industry needs to do is that let's use the national insurance. Even though you want to monitor their account number, I'm not against that. But let's use national insurance to do that. And that will actually reduce additional cost being spent on unnecessary things. Then, how can you identify these people that have been evading the tax? It's very, very simple. Those people that have got their national ID card, look at those and look at what they are doing. By the time they were actually registering for this NI, you ask for their occupation. These people can be taxed. If that's what we want, but you need to ask one from the federal government, which the federal government and the local state government needs to answer. All this money they have been giving them for so many years, what they've been using this money from allocation for. Because they are saying that if you look how much we are paying on VAT already, value-added tax, see the way they are giving to the governor and they are just embezzling our money, not using the money for something that's justified.
Well, according to the...
So these are the things that we need to address. So the tax, this tax ID card, go and write it down. By the time it's around early January, they will still start adding more burdens to the already burden that is already on the neck of the people.
All right, just a few seconds. Now, according to the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, talking of Mr. Taiwo Idele, the tax ID is simply a unique number linked to your identity and not necessarily a physical card. And to obtain it, and you can visit the nearest FIRS, State IRS, or JTB office, or even apply online via their official website, and it is free of charge. Okay, and of course, we are also advised not to patronize touts or unofficial agents, and Nigerians do not have to queue to get this tax number.
It's a free. They always say it's a free. Before you know it, who are the touts? Who are the developing the touts? It's because when you make things so bureaucratic, you make not so simple, easy to be done. That's why people try to exploit that areas and you start making them. That's not the way I'm going. Where I'm going is, what's the purpose of NI? And this is that statement that he made, that English that you're blowing, it's just grammar. I'm telling you, it's grammar. What's the purpose? It's going to say it's a form of identification. What's national insurance? NI. Is it not an identification? to know that you are.
This
you
one
are,
is specifically
tax.
meant for
Or
tax.
This one is for tax. This one is specifically meant for tax. You understand? Why can't they use in Britain? When I was in Britain, the more you get your NI, you can use for anything. You don't have to be duplicating anything. The more there are so many duplication things in Nigeria, that's why people get 3 or 4 passports in Nigeria, because there's no monitoring. Even this one is meant for this. The economic policy of this present government is bad, and the one from the past. I'm talking as a financial analyst. The economic policy is very bad,
Well,
and they are the one creating. No, we need to be realistic. We have to be realistic.
Pardon me to interrupt you, Professor Raymond Adegboyega. Let's open the studio lines for our dear listeners to join the conversation this afternoon. 0706 639 1367, 0907 285 2977, 0907 285 2977. Those are the numbers to call to be part of the program this afternoon. Well, Professor, the chairman said that the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee, Mr. Taiwo Ijele, said that the tax laws would, simplify our tax system in Nigeria. It will make it less cumbersome. It will harmonize all our laws. And in fact, the rich will pay more and the poor will pay less.
Can I tell you one thing? It's a fallacy. I'm still saying it. Can I tell you something in this country? No, let's face reality. I'm not a dummy. I've been in this system for a long time. I work with Central Bank. I know what's going on. It can never be. Because why it can never? Any country, there are leakages, corruption, high level of corruption. There's no, all these things we are just going about is not what we need. What we need is that the government should be sincere and try to face that reality of corruption. The moment the high level of corruption is reduced, if I tell you something today, why you say the prices of goods are going down, but it's not actually reflecting on the table of the common man because of one thing, is because there is no law. People are just living on fallacy. Everybody just doing what he likes. So the moment, and why is it happen? There are some people that still can afford to buy this thing because they have access to easy money. There's leakages.
Mr. Bimbola,
There's leakages.
Yeah, on that tax you mentioned, the JTB, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a fallacy, but I won't say it's a fallacy now. Why will I just predict what I just predict from my own belief? I've not seen something happening. It's just started. I didn't say that Nigerians that don't have the tax ID, JTB came recently and addressed it to refute what people are saying. I was shown by somebody, if you don't have your, you won't be able to operate your. Now JTB came and refuted it and said joint tax board and refuted it, said this is to eliminate multiple taxation. One, those that are vulnerable and small business owners, they pay lower tax. That's what you just read. And it says it makes it simpler and fairer. Until then, let's get to the river first before we start. We know how to cross the river. I'm optimistic.
But
I'm not. Wait, I'm coming. Let me just that. So if you are talking about NI, I was in UK too. I don't use my NI to pay for water, to pay tax, to pay the water, and to pay for light. Those things, there are some things you use your NI, is national identity, your NI, they want to work. They can just access it. Just bring that. They don't need to see you. They access it if your NI. As I say, NI is all right. Let's leave that. If they are replicating something like that here, NI, and they are talking about tax, strictly tax, for business owners, except for big business owners, eliminate multiple taxation, which we know here, the rich doesn't, like he said, the rich does evade tax.
The rich don't pay taxes.
Don't pay taxes. Now, it's not saying that, okay, to monitor those people that are not paying tax, and those people that are paying taxes that are of low income, small business owners, they want to eliminate such. Would we not wait and see if it's going? We will not say, okay, it's not going to be. That's how it used to be in Nigeria. That's how it used to be in some other countries too, before they got it right.
Well, according to the official document I have right here with me, which is actually from the quarters of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, people ask the question, is it true that everyone must obtain a tax ID before opening or continuing to operate a bank account? And the answer is yes, but with some clarification. Section 4 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act requires all taxable persons now to register
Taxable.
with the tax authority and obtain a tax ID. Now, it went ahead to explain who a taxable person is. Now, a taxable person is someone who carries on a trade, business, or other economic activity, to earn income. That will include you and I, apparently.
And why will you see, when I opened my kitchen, I want to get it registered with CAC. I was told, and I want to open a business
All right,
account.
just
let me just
there's
start.
someone on the line very quickly. Let's take this call. Pardon me, Mr. Bibola Makinde. Yes, hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I want to make a contribution.
Your name and where you're calling from, first of all.
Well, I think I can, from what I can hear from your analyst, we cannot condemn a program that has not taken off. And I want us to continue to begin to have a positive look at policies and have some optimism. One, the man there who is talking about his experience in Europe, fine. Europe was not built in a day. What this government is putting in place is what will even outlive them in office. If we have a good system and we can begin to bring in good people who can manage it, it is through electoral process. We cannot say that everything is procedure in this country. We should play our role to make it work. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much for airing your thoughts on the show this afternoon. Go ahead, Mr. Bibola Makinde.
I opened an account. I was told to open an account. I want to open a business account. I want to open a business account. I said, did you have any tax? That's a long time. It's last year. He said, do you have a bank an ID? He said I should have go and tax ID and TIN. Yeah,
Tax
that was what
number.
the banker told me. He said TIN. I said, why do I need TIN? He said, it's for your own good. That's how she told me. She said, it's for your own good. You will be taxed. You find out that you are running a business and you have a tax ID. It hasn't come to this, but I was advised by the bank, But now I'm confident I have that. You cannot be using you pay tax. There, they develop what you pay tax. You can't evade the tax. You won't evade. The richer you are, the more tax you pay. The more you want to make, it's getting here. The more you want to make your place comfortable, you have your DSTV, you have all these things, you pay more. You pay more to have that. So I am only saying, Mom, I don't also believe, I believe it. When you say water, no, now old news will be that, like fella will say, we always complain there is no water, food, water, light. Till this problem is still happening right now. What I always say, when you now see a little flint of light, far at the tunnel, you start walking towards it. We've been skeptical about this kind of our own democracy for so long. They have been, in other words. It's only about leadership. It takes leadership.
Right.
And that's how they sit down and say, no, this one cannot do it. That one cannot do it. No one cannot do it until it happens. A lot of criticism have come to this administration. I still believe, I told you the last time I came here, I said, he has 4 years.
Now, yes, less than 2 years.
2 years to spend. And there's some are saying, which I also believe, is first term for reform. Is the other 4th term to be elected for recovery. That is there. I believe so too.
Oh, you believe that as well?
The tax reform.
All right.
Yeah.
Very quickly, before we say our parts in short, the Coalition of Federal Pensioners of Nigeria says it will embark on nationwide naked protest on the 6th of next month if government fails to implement pension increment and palliatives. Professor Raymond Adeboyega, your take as regards this as we round up the show.
Come on. To be honest, what do they want to protest for? For increment?
For their entitlement,
The entitlement.
palliatives.
If I tell you, I don't know what to say about this country again. How can we be treating the people that have actually served a country in that manner? Is that a go way? We need to face reality and tell the truth. It's because of bad governance in Nigeria. It's not only meant for this present administration that have been like that for past. But people should realize one thing. One day, they will be in that category and be looking towards. Well, it's very, very simple. Majority of them who are presidents and governors, they are easily get their civil allowance before they leave. And they get a lot of money. And these people that want to get the peanuts, they are not giving it to them. One thing I would say is that I leave everything to the hands of God.
All right,
God
Mr.
bless us.
Bimbola Makinde,
On
your
the
thoughts on
pension.
that, yes, very quickly as we round up the show.
Well,
What will be your charge to federal government and concerned authorities?
they should keep on fighting for what is their right, Abby. If it's increment,
Pension increment, palliative,
labor, this is a normal thing.
arrears,
Labor will always want more pay.
and these are pensioners now.
And pensioners should also fight for their right. If it's a justifiable something, they should do. Nobody is saying they should not. It now depends on the government to respond to their demands holistically. And when we talk about that, let's face the reality. The reality and the truth is according to the person saying it. Is if you say that's the truth. That's the truth according to you, Mr. Presenter. The truth according to me, according to my own gospel, is my own truth, my fact.
All right, we've got to go this afternoon. I must appreciate you, Professor Raymond.
Thank you so much.
A financial
Thank you so
expert.
much.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining me on the show this afternoon. I also appreciate you.